Man, jaw, girl, boss, gay, Batman. Regulators say it's all according to plan. Surgery scars are returned to form. The new norm is visual chloroform. Pronoun cancer's final stage. Gay wrote the book, we won't turn the page. Kyle without fail came to derail. Clocked your shit stale, let's Bud Light the veil. Somehow for homosexual they mistook. Ooh, 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 ooh. Kyle.
And you won't ghost in the shell. Sweet baby roll works so well.
Kyle.
If your girls all look like guys, don't expect heteros to buy.
DEI desert prophet mirage, beastie wannabe girl sabotage. Y'all call for purge and made the blood surge. Company splurge for monopoly merge. Flat chest, uglification, peak woke westway, gay stagnation. Steam want the smoke, started a fire. F around, find your head on a pyre. Metroid Prime. You brought a nickel, they want a dime. Ignore the data, earn a new master. Represent more to kill yourself faster.
Anti-woke ghost in the shell. Sweet baby roll works so well. Kyle, if your girls all look like guys, don't expect heteros to buy. Anti-woke ghost in the shell. Sweet baby roll works so well. Kyle, if your girls all look like guys, don't expect heteros to buy.
Hello, beta testers. To help this channel grow and help me bring consistent content, liking this video, commenting, and subscribing in case YouTube tries separating us makes a world of a difference. Censorship strikes again, with Brown Dust 2 being removed from Steam, with the developers asserting that the changes necessary would in fact compromise the game. Some are spreading that it violated the wishlist campaigning rule, and you're free to be wrong, and I'll go back to not caring, and as time tells, I'm realizing that it's become not only convenient for the spineless, personality-bankrupt, cheek-spreading shills in the gaming space to suddenly notice the ugly, specifically affecting the women in gaming, but it's become trendy. And before everyone catches up to things like holding games journalists, air quotes, accountable, I'm inclined to recognize YouTuber Craftian, whose video was recommended to me, who reminded me of IGN entities like Dan Stapleton, who would stay hush-hush defending senior vice president, caught exchanging explicit messages with an underage person who they were meeting up with in the interest of who knows what activity. But this was deemed not newsworthy according to IGN's Dan Stapleton, because them will be the ones deciding what is and isn't newsworthy. And we wouldn't want to compromise review copies covering senior Sony staff unfavorably. And as you know, them, as long as they're down with the pronouns, crime doesn't have to be crime. You know, that's just not the way they need to look at it. and only one specific type of struggle snuggling and abductions matter, in the same way that Disney can be documented with concentration camps, and that's not that big a deal as long as they put the gay little kid in the movie. And then everybody clapped. Yay, Marxism, my pride flag. Sony hopefully will keep this up. Nothing amuses me more than watching failures, because they dared to censor something like Stellar Blade at a time where people were desperate for entertainment and escape, but they quintupled down on the lecturing and safe sanitized mamby-pamby sabotage of exclusively femininity to push they masses agenda, they transgender agenda, because, you know, we're dying for that. Eve can't be bloody, but Yote gets like an extra blood mode. I feel specifically with Horizon that I can't get enough of what I class as the most forced brand in gaming history. If Sony were Marvel, Aloy would be Kamala Khan. And just like Marvel tries to force the Black Falcon as Cap when, you know, people would probably be more in the mood for Bucky, Sony forces new pussified wannabe Kratos and Son instead of actual Kratos, and that's amusing. They're forced to remake that now. But you should expect the sex appeal unironically stripped from the game. Because femininity, or anything resembling a biological woman, is triggering and it's reductive because, you know, it's making it so that men trying to pass stand less of a chance. You know, titties, ditto, you know? The fact that titties exist, that's putting them at a disadvantage. Layman's terms, that's not fair because real women. So, Sony, who's all about fair games, on a marathon to intergalactic and beyond. Sorry. Prices of RAM are going up, and Nintendo is out here charging you what? Oh, you wanted music for the desert you're gonna be driving around in? Doing all that backtracking? That'll be $30. So, merger. Because everything sucks. None of you are creative, and it's remake. You guys gonna be enjoying those, man. What about another Lethal Weapon? What about another Rush Hour? What about another Spaceballs? The Schwartz? Yeah, remember that? I remember. So, a merger. Let's see how much further we can run some of this stuff into the ground. They thought it was as woke as it could get. Not if Netflix gets a hold of it. You know what I'm talking about? People fear Netflix would somehow further destroy the previously popular Warner IPs. And the manifestation of that fear are some of the best memes that I've ever seen that I dare not show because that one group is also oppressed and persecuted. We gotta protect them, protect trans kids, which is a way that they say they wanna mutilate and drug behind the backs of the parents, the little kids. That's what the Sony Vice Pres likes, but IGN won't report them. A bunch of you can't say that. I was gonna, you know, and it's such an organic rhyme too. $82 billion bid from Netflix, Warner Brothers. But hostile takeover Paramount said, "Isn't there someone you forgot to ask?" $108 billion bid from Paramount, starring all of your Arab and Kushner friends that, you know, are a big deal and need to be mentioned for some reason. How about that? You know, we're just sadly sitting here, you know, wishing a bit of that money would ever touch us. Link in the description for a merrier Christmas. Brought to you by viewers like you. Which way do you think it'll go, beta tester? And which way do you think would be least crap? So, you know, we lose either way, whoever wins. But I mean, you know, Batman, Hogwarts, Lego, Mortal Kombat, these things probably don't even matter to the average asshole because of what Harry Potter and Game of Thrones and, you know, sorry. I didn't want to put this video out until there was a nailed down conclusion to all of this. So for it to be up in the air is, you know, and then I think Warner was like, I'll respond in 10 business days. What they hoping in 10 days somebody gonna make a higher bid? Warner Brothers bitch ass. So, I love you all to death, and I'm sorry if it felt like, what is this video, but yeah, holy God, man, I'm done waiting. And, the Game Awards are coming up, and I'll be eager to share that live reaction with you. You know, I'd like to know in the comments what video you'd want to see, and whatever's getting some upvotes might make it happen, because I'm kind of feeling like a list of the games that I'm sure they're going to ignore, but we'll have to see. Love you. Talk to you soon.
You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that. Don't let that horrible person thing discourage you. It's just a data point. If it makes you feel any better, science has now validated your birth mother's decision to abandon you on a doorstep.